What's good, family? I.O.B.A. I'm TC, and this is my awareness channel. So check it out. The other day, I posted some shit about Amber Geiger and Botham John, and the fact that she was trying, about that trial and all of that business. And I got some comments on it that made me think I need to just go ahead and let some of people know who stumble across my videos exactly who and what I'm about. Oh, and they asked me about, because somebody also asked me about the artwork that's behind me. And so anyway, here's what's up. I'm TC. This is my little awareness channel. I get on this microphone every couple of days and I talk some shit about this and about that. I talk about politics. I throw a little bit of physique video up there every once in a while because bodybuilding is one of my hobbies. I get political. I like that. I lean way to the left of just about everybody I know. I'm black first. I'm ADOS. I really like and admire guys, I say guys, but black empowerment people who really mean what they say and say what they mean, and aren't driven by, with some kind of profit motive, aren't trying to sell me something. I mean, even let me get it straight though, because even the black empowerment people and the woke people who do sell items, you got to do that to keep your channel up and all that. I understand that, but some people just be on here just to hustle and make money, talking that shit. They see a business opportunity, so I don't fuck with them. But I do fuck with people who putting out real product, real tangible product, things that you can put your hand on to help empower the black community. So I do follow Tariq Nasheed. I do follow Jason Black. I do follow Dr. Claude Anderson. Okay, so I'm in that camp, just to clear that shit up. I'm a portrait artist. I do, as you can see, I like to draw the human figure. I like bodybuilding as an art, and I like to, as an art and as an activity, as an art and as an activity. So I still work out. I've been lifting weights and bodybuilding for more than 40 years, and I used to compete. I did pretty good. What else? I like to paint as well, but I don't paint much anymore. Hold on, I want to show you something. That I did about 38 years ago when I was still competing, and I did pretty good. I was no slouch. You know what I'm saying? I was at the top of my game probably in 86, 87. But when I first started bodybuilding, I was like 21 years old, and I don't know if y'all can see this and make that out. That was me at 21 years old. Okay, 21. And the other thing that I do, other than bodybuilding, is I run drill teams. I run inner city drill teams, and some people might call them step teams, but we weren't a step team. We were a drill team, and I've been doing that since I was about 15, I guess, and I still do it. I take a group of young people, and I line them up in the park or somewhere, and I start teaching them how to do military drills, right? And then we'll add our own flavor to whatever style of drill we develop to go along with the basics. And so kids, come in, they join. Sometimes they stay 3-4 years. Sometimes they stay 2 or 3 months. But it gives them all something that they could take with them. They could take that, they learn discipline, they learn physical fitness, they learn a little bit about history because, we have our little discussion sessions and everything every couple of weeks with the drill team, so they get to, vent their little frustrations a little bit. And, it's myself and another adult, we always there to help them and guide them along the way. So that I do that as well. So that's another part of me. Those are the three main things that I do. And I've just added this where I get on this microphone and talk shit about politics and the black struggle in the United States and indeed around the world. But mainly the United States, because that's where I live. Let me see. I'm at the point in my life where I've seen just about everything, politically speaking anyway. I mean, all the corruption and all that. And it all comes down to, basically 2 or maybe 3 things that they just keep doing over and over again, and they come up with the same solutions, but they never really fix the problem. Politicians, I mean. And then there's always a war going on somewhere. If there ain't a war going on, a big war going on, there's a bunch of little ones, little covert shit going on all around the world with the United States. So I talk about that. And, I talk about my people and what direction we should be going in. And then some people say some of my views is way out there. But when I started out, I said I'm way to the left of everybody. So if you check me out, you're going to be listening to a motherfucker that's way to the left of everybody. Right? And because I know how shit turn out. I know how it turns out. Because a lot of it I saw. And of course I do my research. And you see how everything play out. It's just a repeating cycle. You know what I mean? Everything that happens in the world economically and everything. Donald Trump probably the worst president that we've had that I can remember, but he is far from being the only one that was racist. Far, far from being that. And now, since I knew what a president of the United States really was. I mean, all the way from the fucking slaveholders, to Andrew Jackson, to Abraham Lincoln, to Ronald Reagan. It was all a bunch of motherfuckers. Harry Truman. Just Google racist shit that presidents have said over the years, and you'll come up with all kind of shit. Donald Trump, he an amateur compared to some of these motherfuckers. But he is a racist fucking pig. So I talk about that. So when you come to my channel, this is the type of views you get, and this is the type of information you get. I hardly ever look at my comment section. I look at it every once in a while, but because I don't want to debate with motherfuckers. I don't want to argue with motherfuckers. I don't want to do none of that shit. If I put up a video with some bad information in it, I generally correct the information, or I take down the video like you're supposed to. I retract some shit, but I usually wait till I know what the fuck I'm talking about before I speak on the subject too. But like I said before, it all follows the same fucking pattern in the same circle, decade after decade, year in and year out. I had a motherfucker come on in my comment section and tell me I look like Joe, the R&B artist. Well, that's cool, because I've been getting told that shit a long time. But the truth of the matter is Joe looked like me, because I'm older than he is. But I don't even give a fuck about that kind of shit. What I do care about is getting my opinion out there and trying to get people to get their head out of their ass. Because I have come to the sad conclusion that probably 50, maybe 60% of black people in this country, you're going to have to just write them off. I mean, look at that motherfucking shit with the goddamn Popeyes chicken sandwich. How they just move black people around any direction they want them to go in. Just wave a fucking chicken sandwich in their face. And look at this motherfucking trial that just happened. And look at this motherfucking, these motherfuckers that was hugging and slobbing all over Donald Trump at that forum he held the other day with the I think it was HBCUs. I had to check on that to find out exactly what group that was. But they was all with their MAGA hats on and shit like that. I got to find out a little bit more about that. But look at the motherfucking reaction that the black people that was there. Now I go like this. Oh, and I'm going to say one more thing. My videos are always 15 minutes or less. But I'm going to say one thing about black people in this country at this time, 2020. We got a lot of power, but we're not using it the right way. Right now, we're steering the election. We, ADOS, this voting bloc right here, is handing the election to Donald Trump. We're handing it to him. You know why we're doing it? Because the Democrats would rather lose the fucking election than to address our black agenda. To take a real look at our black agenda. And somebody said the other day, well, we're talking about reparations like it's our only issue. No, we're not talking about reparations like it's our only issue. No, we're not. We are talking about real police reform. We are talking about fixing our fucking our fucked up education system. We are talking about all the other things that concern black people. We do know that Flint, Michigan is not the only place where black people drinking dirty water and living in fucking polluted environments. We know about things that affect just black people. You know, economic terrorism and you know, of course, white supremacy. We know about all these things, but all these things are looked at on our real black agenda and our a priority in our black agenda. But right now we're steering the election in the direction of Donald Trump because, like I said earlier, 50 to 60% of the black people in this country, they ain't fucking woke. Right? And they're going to believe that white man when he say he did more for black people than any other president in history. They're going to believe him. And they're going to keep telling them that black unemployment is lower than it's ever been. That's because you're paying motherfuckers $2.50 an hour, bitch. Ain't nobody got no benefits, and most of these jobs are going to go away. And the statistic, so the fuck what? We always been hard workers. But motherfuckers believe whatever they told to believe by the media. If somebody came along tomorrow and said black unemployment was 40%, black people would believe it. If they told black people that black unemployment was 3%, they'll fucking believe it. They believe whatever the fuck white people tell them to believe. This 40, 50%, 60% of black people believe whatever white people tell them to believe, and they moved around all willy-nilly at white people's whim. They really are. Do it through religion. Do it through putting white girls on the stand, making them cry. Do it through media manipulation and white supremacy. Do it all kind of ways, but they move black people around like they just motherfucking pawns on a fucking chessboard. And black people allow that to happen. So anyway, these are the things I talk about. Yes, that 60% of black people allow that to happen. Us woke people, we're trying to fight back. They're calling us extremists, they're calling us this, they're calling us that, but we're trying to fight back. But we are the minority right now. We're a critical mass because we're driving the discussion. But there's far too many that ain't getting the fucking memo. You know. And so those people are running over there to that Trump, listening to Candace Owens talking about, she right on some things. Fuck that. That's how Donald Trump going to get back in the White House, because the Democrats do not want to capitulate and even talk about our black agenda. They don't even want to talk about our black agenda. Anyway, I'm going to end right there for now. That's going to be part 1. Because like I said, the video, I'm already over 15 minutes and I don't like that. So, TC, and I'm out.